Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to my channel where I do reviews, reactions, and commentary. My name is Dee and today I'm coming back at you with another review. Today we're reviewing Baddies Caribbean episode 17, Welcome Home. So without further ado, let's get right into it. So the episode opens up with them still at the restaurant. Callie and Jelly Roll are still arguing. Callie's pretty much like, I don't understand why y'all are coming in. It's pretty much the end of the show, which I agree with. Like, I really don't understand why they're bringing in the replacements at the end. At this point, I don't really even feel like there was a point for the replacements. I feel like they were just used for fights, which is kind of messed up. Like, we didn't get any of their personalities. We didn't get to see any of their interactions during the trip. I would have loved to see like the replacement house. But yeah, circling back to the point, I agree with Callie. I don't understand why they're bringing in replacements at this point. Then it goes to Gretchen and her confessional, and she's pretty much like, I'm cool with Jelly Roll and I'm cool with Callie. So I don't want either one of them fighting. And to be honest, in my point of view, girl, I don't care who you're cool with. At this point, she should be defending Callie no matter what, because Callie pretty much wasted her whole season defending Gretchen. She wasted an opportunity to gain relationships with a lot of the girls due to her defending Gretchen. So I feel like at this point, Gretchen, you need to be ride or die no matter who you're cool with, because Callie pretty much sacrificed all of her relationships for you. Then it cuts to Jelly Roll pretty much saying that Callie's not talking about shit, so she's about to turn around and start twerking. And as she turns around and starts twerking, here comes Callie trying to sneak her. And at this point, I'm guessing sneaking is just her specialty, because she literally just tried to do the same thing to Jayla and it didn't end well for her. So I don't understand why she keeps trying to sneak these girls. It makes her look soft. It makes her look scary. And then you already beat up Jelly Roll once. So why are you trying to sneak her? That's just weak shit to me. So it then cuts to Jayla pretty much saying that Callie was doing the most and that Gretchen was following behind her, which I feel like rightfully so. I already said how I feel like Callie ruined her relationships, defending Gretchen the whole season. So I feel like rightfully so. Gretchen should have Callie's back in this situation. But I do feel like Callie is kind of doing too much. She just wants TV time. Like, I really don't understand why she's on rah-rah like this. So Jayla pretty much tells Gretchen like Callie can fight her own battles. And Callie pretty much tells Jayla to shut up because she feels like they've been jumping Gretchen pretty much this whole season, so they don't have any room to talk. And I will say, I don't know if they've been jumping her, but they have been fighting her ass back to back to back to back to back. Like, I know baby girl is tired. But it's because she's so purposefully ignorant. Like, she's so willfully ignorant. And I can understand when you're constantly trying to explain something to somebody or explain how what they're doing is frustrating you, and like they're just purposely not trying to understand where you're coming from. At some point you're gonna be like, you know what, bitch, I'm about to just hit you. And I feel that. So Jayla's pretty much like, girl, ain't nobody jump her. And Callie's like, yeah, y'all ain't jump her because I was there to have her back to make sure y'all didn't jump her. Which I can agree with. Callie has been Gretchen's lapdog. It goes to Callie's confessional, and she's pretty much saying that she feels like Jayla's immature and that she needs to grow up. And to be honest, I feel like everybody on Baddies is immature. I might be immature for watching Baddies. The whole concept is pretty immature. Calling Jayla immature is pretty much like the pot calling the kettle black. So Gretchen and Callie start telling Jayla to shut the fuck up, and you know Jayla miss ready to rumble. She couldn't wait for an excuse to get the fuck up and try to hit somebody. So she walked over there ready to fight. Callie gets ready to throw her water bottle because at this point we all know that she acts tough, but she's really scary as hell. Mariah says she feels like it's too much going on for no reason and that she's just trying to mind her business and stay out of it. And at this point I agree with Mariah, but put a pin in that. So then it comes back to Jayla and her confessional, and she pretty much says she's already beat up Gretchen and Callie, so both of them need to pipe down, which I can agree with. She did already beat both of them up, so I don't understand why they're so rah-rah with her out of everybody. Then Natalie tries to end the argument, and Nunu randomly says to Anna, make sure you call my baby daddy because blah blah blah. And Anna's like, bitch, I don't want to call your baby daddy. And it's like, right, like, bitch, don't nobody care about your baby daddy but you at this point. Girl, every scene you have, you're mentioning him. Don't nobody care about no goddamn Antonio Brown. This is a show for female. We don't watch football. We don't care about that man. Who are you? Nunu's in her confessional pretty much saying that whatever Anna's talking about isn't important. The only thing that's important is what she got to say. And it's like, no, baby, it's the other way around, because whatever Mariah and Anna had going on don't have nothing to do with you. Second of all, you keep bringing up your baby daddy that's not even playing football no more. Like, baby girl, we don't care. And don't nobody want to fuck your baby daddy or call your baby daddy. So what are you talking about? So Anna's pretty much like, girl, you're not about to use me to get in the house. And I feel that because it does seem like at this point that's kind of what she's doing. Just because the original issue had nothing to do with her. So it's like, why are you even giving your 2 cents? So then it cuts to a scene where Anna's kind of like pressing Mariah, and I'm like, well, why are you doing that? And then she also had a heel in her hand, and I don't know if y'all peeped it, but in that scene she had that heel in her hand, and I was like, well, what you finna do with that heel? Like, we see you. But then Mariah goes and says that she was spending time with the replacements, but she didn't tell them to do that. And it's like, well, what did you tell them? Like, that gives, so you were talking shit about the originals to the replacements and you made them feel some type of way. And did y'all see the face that Anna made when she said that? Like, because girl, that would have been me too. Like, bitch, what you mean? And then Anna goes and says she's going to beat the fuck out of Nunu with her heel. And I'm like, exactly. That's exactly why I said that. Girls like Anna, you gotta watch because them bitches will sneaky. So then it cuts to Nunu, Kiva, and Jelly Roll all in the car, pretty much talking about the incident. And Nunu's talking about how she'll beat Anna up on her baby daddy. And at this point, it's like, girl, first off, I don't like your braided wig. Second off, stop mentioning your child's father. Like, who are you? Hell, you keep talking about your baby daddy and we ain't even heard nothing about the baby. Can we hear about the baby? Like, girl. So at this point, you can tell that the scenes are like really cut up because it keeps bouncing from them being outside to them being in the car. So I don't really know what order things happened in. Pretty much the originals are talking about the replacements and the replacements are talking about the originals. The scene pretty much ends with Anna and Nunu talking about how they want to fight each other. So the next scene cuts to Callie and Gretchen FaceTiming. Gretchen finally left the house and they pretty much start recapping what happened last night. So then Callie basically says that she feels like Jelly should have came in humble and quiet, and I do feel like she came in humble. She should have just came in quiet. She came in pretty much saying how she was happy to be in the house and how she was excited to have fun with y'all, but you bitches are bullies. Like, she should have just came in quiet, peeped the scene, and waited to see who she messed with, to be honest. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of skipped through this whole scene with Gretchen just because I wasn't a big fan of Gretchen. Like I said, I felt like she was willfully ignorant. I just don't like giving my time or attention to people like that, so I ain't gonna lie, I just skipped through it. Pretty much I'm guessing they were talking about how they didn't want the replacements to come in, how the originals didn't want the replacements to come in, and it's pretty much been like that. And I do think it's because every time that the replacements come in, it's always drama. So they do have a point when they're saying that, but it's because everybody's so eager for TV time. So instead of being chill and kind of showing who they are and gaining their fan base organically, they would rather just fight and yell and, you know, do what they gotta do to get their 15 minutes. That goes for both the replacements and the new girls. So like I said, I kind of skipped through the Gretchen part because I felt like she was so willfully ignorant the whole season. Like, I just didn't want to give any more of my time or attention to her. So then it cuts to a scene with Nunu and Kiva, and they're pretty much getting ready to move into the house. They're pretty much both excited and nervous, which I would be too. Nunu starts to recap on the incident with Anna and says that she would like to talk things out, but if she has to fight it out, she will. And I'm just like, I understand that like moms are off limit, but it's not your mom and you didn't have anything to do with it. So like, it's really nothing to talk about. Like, you're making an issue with somebody for no reason. Like, there's nothing to talk about. So pretty much the replacements are hashing out their issues with their originals. And to me, it just makes no sense. Like, they have no reason to have any issues with these girls. To me, at this point, I feel like they should just try to go in there with chill energy and not trying to hash shit out, talk shit out with anybody, none of that. Like Kiva's talking about, she wants to confront Tasiki and Scotty about them calling her aggressive. And it's like, girl, who gives a fuck if they're calling you aggressive? It's baddies. Y'all are all aggressive. Y'all all pop out for no reason when it could literally be a conversation that y'all could just talk about. So everybody in the house is aggressive. So I don't understand why your feelings are hurt or why you really want to even like cause an issue out of that. It's not that big of a deal. So then it cuts to Jelly pretty much saying that she's leaving the house because she suffers from PTSD and anxiety. And after hearing that, I don't even understand why she was even casted or why she even decided to join Baddies in the first place. Like, she knew that Baddies was not the environment for her. And to be honest, she really didn't even like give the baddie vibe anyway. So But I do wish the best for her, and I do hope that she gets her mental health together because health is wealth. So then Nunu and Kiva started talking about how Gretchen also left, and they pretty much said that she stood on business. And to be honest, I don't understand how you can defend somebody like her. She stood on the business of being ignorant and disregarding the feelings of a whole group of people. So Kiva then says, "Yeah, I heard Gretchen was in there fighting with one arm," and I'm not gonna lie, like that was a key. That was funny because she definitely was in there throwing them bows. So then it cuts to Roly and Tasiki pretty much chopping it up. And I'm not gonna lie, those goals into Tasiki's I cannot say that bitch name. goes into those golds in Siki's mouth threw me all the way off. Like, girl, you look a mess. Like, that was not a cute look at all. But they're pretty much talking about their interaction with ET. And they pretty much say that ET is young minded and that's why she's not where they are. And I'm like, to be honest, all of y'all are young minded. All of y'all are pretty childish. Like, y'all are on TV fighting and being ignorant. Y'all's claim to fame is ignorance. To be honest, the reason that she's not on the show is because she didn't rub shoulders with the right people. And to be honest, she technically did make it on the next season. She's just not fully on the season. So then they start talking about the replacements and how they feel like the replacements came in trying to check the wrong people. And Tasiki says that she feels like they're just coming in trying to fight. And to be honest, I agree. Then they start talking about Gretchen, and I'm not gonna lie, Roly looks good. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that part. So then they say that the replacements are coming in, but there's nowhere for them to sleep. So they're really interested about how they're going to come in and how that whole scene is going to go. You know that they're probably going to come in on rah-rah, which is probably not the best approach to take. It then cuts to Scotty and Tinka, and I will say that the bodies are bodying. So then they start recapping the dinner scene, and honestly, at this point, I don't really care about their opinions on the scene just because we already had 2 more scenes full of girls already recapping the event. So at this point, I really just don't care about what they had to say. So right before I was about to skip through, Meatball and Biggie came down. And they did mention how Mariah kind of instigated the issue. And I'm happy that they peeped that because at this point, Mariah has instigated 3 beefs this season and still continues to act innocent. So then Tinka tries to address Meatball, and Meatball just blatantly says that she doesn't give a fuck about what Tinka has to say, which honestly, if I was Tinka, she would have me fucked up. Like, Meatball's wrong. She's been getting jealous for about 3 episodes at this point. And to be honest, it was given that she was waiting for her moment to do her big one and kind of express to Tinka that she didn't really fuck with her and that she felt like Tinka wasn't on her level. So then Meatball says that she feels like Tinka thinks that she's better than her and that Tinka's really a nobody and that she's a character. But to me, that kind of felt like Meatball was projecting how she felt about herself onto Tinka a little bit because your name is Meatball. You have your stomach out in every scene, and you're literally there for comedic relief. So it definitely gets projected. So then Tinka's pretty much explaining how she feels like Meatball is never really there for her. She's never there to congratulate her. For example, she didn't congratulate her on the Baddies chain. And Meatball's like, I did congratulate you. I'm never jealous of you. And I'm like, girl, Stevie Wonder can see that you're jealous of her. I wonder if Stevie Wonder's ever like, bitch, can y'all just stop using my name? But no, seriously, like, you can tell that Meatball wanted a Baddies chain and she was kind of upset that Tinka got hers before she did. Basically, Tinka's like, yeah, I'm cool on you. You showed your true colors. And at this point, I'm like, this is why I don't really have friends like that because it's too much emotion going on, too much crying. And I'm the type of person that I'm like, once you cross me, don't worry about it. You won't see me no more. Like, I don't like when people know that they're being shady or know that they're doing something wrong and then still try to make you feel like you're the one that's wrong in the situation when they know they did you dirty. Like, I can't do it, and I'm not about to sit here and play stupid with you. I'd rather just cut it off, nip it in the bud, and we ain't even gotta talk about it. Okay? Like, if I was Tinka, I probably wouldn't even have lasted that long. So the replacements come in and literally nobody's there to greet them. And I found that funny because any other scene that I've seen with the replacement coming in, they're normally like in the living room, all ready to greet them, or Natalie is probably like outside ready to greet them. Like, nope, everybody was in their rooms. And it's like, Natalie, where are you? Like, You're the host. Where are you? Where are you? She comes out the room with Scotty and she has her liquor in her hand. And the replacements are pretty much going down the hallway. Everybody's coming out. To be honest, the OGs were on bullshit with the replacements before the replacements could even say anything. Anna's like, are y'all just here to visit? Are y'all just here to visit? Sidebar, that confessional with that orange hair, chef's kiss. You look good, bitch. You look good. So the OGs obviously don't want the newbies in the house, but Kiva's like, fuck y'all, I'm here. Where the drinks at? And then it cuts to Meatball's dramatic ass crying for whatever reason. I guess she was charging up with all that crying she was doing. I don't know. So then it cuts to Diamond talking and she looks a hot ass mess. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. But she's basically saying she wants to make sure that everyone's comfortable sleeping in the same house with people that they're beefing with. And I don't really understand that because, baby Bob, you've been sleeping in the same house with Tinka this whole season. You were sleeping in the same house with Slim. So I don't understand what your point of saying that was. Because to Rolly pretty much saying like she actually likes the replacements and she doesn't really understand where all the drama's coming from, which I don't understand either. Like, they've been waiting all season to get into the house. Like, let them into the house and like at least give them a chance to be able to show their personalities, or at least try to have a scene where y'all are getting along. Like, I don't understand. But then you get to the point where you realize that Anna sicked Diamond on Nunu because I guess Anna's injured reserve, so she can't really fight. So she tagged Diamond in to fight. At this point, this is Diamond's second time fighting for somebody. And I'm like, girl, them girls don't even really like you like that. And they show that they don't really like you like that. So like, why are you so pressed to be their lapdog? Because they don't even like you. And then it cuts to Meatball saying, oh, I feel like Diamond's doing this for a Baddies chain. And it's like, bitch, you doing the most for a Baddies chain too. Like, you want a Baddies chain too. So right comment, wrong person, you know? And Keith was like, well, they're not being welcoming and they want to box, so we gonna box. And at this point, I feel it. Like, I'm not about to keep letting y'all fucking try to bully me, bitch. If y'all want to fight, what's up? Like, we just gonna do what we got to do. Diamond and Nunu start fighting, and like that first round, literally nobody landed any punches. Then Diamond goes and tries to high five Anna and gets bing, 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 knocked right to the ground. I hollered, okay? Biggie's punk ass tried to jump in. Like, Biggie, she be acting so tough, but as soon as somebody gang up on her, as soon as somebody want to do one-on-ones with her, she all screaming, crying, talking about somebody's bullying her. Like, bitch, bye. Now that you a part of the popular crowd, now you want to be a bully. Like, bitch, bye. So then they stop fighting. Nunu turns around, and then Diamond tries to sneak Nunu back, but Kiva ends up jumping in. That caused Kiva and Diamond to start fighting. And before they fight, you hear Anna in the background like, Biggie, jump in, Biggie, don't let her fight by herself. And I'm like, that is some weak ass shit. Biggie doesn't run up. She ends up letting them scrap it out on their own. They get to tussling and end up falling on the couch. And then Anna jumps in, and that's pretty much the end of the episode. So yeah, I was entertained by this episode. I could have done without all of the recaps on the last episode. I don't really be feeling like we need that. I honestly would enjoy having more content on the girls and what they do in their personal lives, or some moves that they're trying to make. Maybe even like they did with the old Bad Girls Clubs, where they took the girls out to gain some experience in the careers that they wanted to go in. Like, they would take the girls to the studio or something like that. I don't really feel like we need recaps of what happened last episode, or opinions about how everybody felt about last episode. Like, I don't really care. I do feel like there was a lot of keys, a lot of funny moments in this episode. From the way that Anna looked at Mariah when she said that she was talking to the replacements, to Diamond trying to start the food fight and everybody being like, no, Diamond, sit your motherfucking ass down. And I feel like it was really drama filled. So all in all, I do think that this was one of the best episodes of the season. And yeah, that's pretty much all I got to say about that. Lastly, I would just like for Nunu to stop talking about her baby daddy. Like, baby girl, we know who your baby daddy is. We don't know who you are. At this point, we don't really give a fuck about your baby daddy. Like, your baby daddy is not him. You know what I mean? Like, it's never that serious. So, and I hated that fucking braided wig. But yeah, other than that, that's pretty much all that I had to say about this episode. Hopefully you guys liked my review. I'm interested in hearing you all's thoughts. If you like me, please leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe. Love y'all. I'm out. Mwah.